confused chicken with airplane and spent years while learning Chinese and still sound like Google Translate? Would I ever tell you most of the learners waste months on these top 10 brutal mistakes? By fixing out these questions can help you saving your hundreds of hours and makes your Chinese fluent. In this video, I'm going to break down the top 10 pitfalls. I'm going to give you the simplest and most actionable hacks to help you deal with these problems. Ready to stop struggling and start speaking? Let's dive in. And if you ever call your mom a horse, comment me, Mama. No judgment. 1. Ignoring tongues. Mandarin's tonal nature is often misunderestimated. Mispronouncing tongues often leads to confusion. I know what you are thinking about. Tongues? How hard it can be? Well, let me give you a small example. Let's suggest that you are a millionaire and one day you told the Chinese teacher that you want to buy a horse instead of buying a mom. Awkward, right? So small slips cause huge difference. Let's take ma as example. You will see ma, 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 ma. See that a small slip change leads to huge difference. Mess up tongues and you're suddenly insulting someone's mother instead of asking for tea. Here's the thing, you can master this. Let me give you 2 actionable hacks. Step 1. Daily tongue drills. Spend 5 minutes a day on an app. Here I suggest Xiaohongshu, also named RedNote or DeepSeek. Try to find a native live channel or content generator and physically draw the tongues. Let me give you an example. Ma, che, sang, hao. Use the gestures to help you learn the tongues. And step 2, practice the tongue pairs. Some Chinese words like you plus a third tongue and a third tongue, they will change into a second tongue and a third tongue. Like ni hao, ni is originally the third tongue, ni, while ni and hao combined together becomes ni hao. Drill common pairs to be nature. This should be sought highly. Practice these words like 很好, 可以. If you skip tongues now, you hit massive wall later. And if you practice now, you'll find only 2 weeks you will meet a huge difference. 2. Over-reliance on Pinyin. Raise your hand if this is you. You will memorize 好, 你好, 谢谢 like this sound, and your brain goes frozen once you see an actual Chinese character. 440, character not found. Sticking into Pinyin delays your recognition and creates a crunch. Here's why Pinyin crunches hurt you. 1. You will never read a real Chinese, like menu, street sign, and novels. They are all characters, not Pinyin. 2. Your brain gets lazy. You recognize sounds but not meaning. 3. The advanced learner will side-eye you. Everybody hits this eventually. Don't worry, I'll get you back. First, learn 100 basic Chinese characters, like the most common 100 radicals. If you don't know where to find the most common radicals, I'll conclude a document and I set this in the description. You'll find the link. It's free. And once you learn over 100 characters, ditch Pinyin heavy materials. Yes, this sounds scary, but you'll find that your brain adapts faster than you think. And the most important, switch into character-only textbook like integrated Chinese. This will help you get less reliance on Pinyin. 3. Avoiding speaking practice. Avoiding speaking practice is like learning to swim by reading the book. You may understand water, but you still drown. This may cause your brain gets frizzy under pressure. You reinforce a bad habit, and even worse, you are missing the whole point. How can this be fixed? Well, join a language exchange platform for weekly conversation or book a speaking practice service. Try to find some small clips, read it loudly, and find out what's the difference between your voice and native sounds. I've made some shorts in this channel, and I hope you take a look about this. Once you know what is the difference between your voice and native, you will know how to correct this. And remember, everyone sucks before they shine. 4. Lacking grammar structure. Is someone telling you Chinese has no grammar? Me? No, I just told you Chinese grammar is much easier than English. I didn't say Chinese has no grammar. Think about this. What Chinese will look like without grammar? I eat rice happy yesterday, or even the worst, since may go contrast by messing up the order. Like, I helped my brother becomes my brother helped me. Well, if this is what you're suffering, you are not alone. Ignoring grammar structure turns you a Google Translate zombie and makes people misunderstood you. Let's fix this out. First, please repeat after me. Chinese has grammar. And 2, learn some short patterns. I've made a video to tell you 3 patterns that can fix 80% of work. Check this out. And another thing you can do is try to focus on this small sentence, like 今天很累，但很开心. Notice how 但 these characters connects ideas. And the other thing is try to post your daily life through a single sentence on a platform like Xiaohongshu. Don't worry, once you post this on this platform, people will willing to help you and correct your mistakes. Before we end this part, I want you to comment me your worst grammar fail below. One of my students is 我喜欢背咖啡. 5. Memorizing words in isolation. This might be one of the most serious problems and the key reason why you're speaking like Google Translate, and also the key reason why you can understand Chinese words but you cannot talk like native. If you just repeat isolated words until the hit death of the universe, what would happen? What if I told you just memorize these isolated words cannot make you speak even a single Chinese sentence like can I buy an apple? Well, problem comes. Actually, this problem is the twin brother of ignoring grammar structure, and learning single Chinese character cannot save your learning progress. Inputting isolated words is much worse than using these words to create some sentence. Even if you just made these words into some mini story, that will much better than just memorizing these isolated words. So, solution has been come up. First, try to learn more sentences or phrases instead of learning isolated words. Second, make more contextual learning and don't just memorize the isolated words until you really have the need to use these unique words. 3. Try to use what you learn to make some mini stories, and this helps you reinforce the word's usage. Here I got other 5 questions like not to write characters by hand, impatience and unrealistic goal, inconstant practice, ignoring listen practice, and translate every single vocabulary just mentally. Okay, all these questions are the brutal mistakes when you are learning Chinese. But the real question is, how can we fix all these 10 questions in just one single way? I think this is much more important. Let me give you a more specific example. Back to my junior high school, and at that time I learned wash and machine and clothes. In the other day, my teacher asked me a question: how do you say this in English? Well, I don't know the exact answer, but I try to combine these words together like a washing clothes machine. I think this is much close to the washing machine, and the thing is just separate the clothes, and this is the right answer. So when the teacher told me, yes, you're right, just take the clothes apart, just say washing machine, that is the real answer. And from that time I knew things, that is, you just come to your words and try to use your own experience, make some new combinations that will help you learn more about these words, and you will find that this is much interesting than just memorize word or do some input learning. And this is what I want to mention. Output learning is the way you must know in learning Chinese, especially in nowadays 2025. This is also the way much effective that to help you learn Chinese, and this is the fundamental key to help you learn Chinese faster and smarter. Just try to do more output learning. Even nowadays, I'm keeping to learn more new language. I keep using these tricks, doing more output learning, and this is very useful. Learning a new language can be so interesting, but sometimes mistakes are obvious, but you cannot realize. So in this situation, a teacher is so important when you are learning a new language. I've helped some students and correct their mistakes, and they feel much better when I correct them. And I will make a document that concludes all my experience into some single rules that can help you skip so much mistakes and help you open your mouth, build your confidence, and find interesting thing in learning Chinese. If you are learning Chinese, whatever you are a very beginner or you have an HSK level, I hope you can see this. If you want to find this document, just comment below. And if you want to study Chinese with me, try to give me a comment or send me an email. I will give you a reply seriously. Don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, and comment me what's your biggest suffering when you are learning Chinese. And in the next video, I will show you why Chinese is not as hard as you think. Keep it subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.